everybody, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So happy December. Today is the 1st of December officially here in Australia, so I'm going to be doing my December decoration. So I'm just going to do as I always do, flick to the months and just pull it out of my planner. It's just a lot easier to work with on this. And there we've got December. Now you can see I've already got a fair amount of stuff happening in December. December is a really busy month. It's not only Christmas, but it's my birthday, so it makes it a very, very busy month, and there's a lot to do. So I really will be looking at my monthly overview a bit more than sometimes I normally do. Usually I can remember what's going on just weekend by weekend, but this kind of month I definitely need to be looking at this. So because of course it's December, I am going to be doing a Christmas decoration. I have done a Christmas week decoration for when I went to the kikki.k Christmas workshop, and I probably will do another Christmas week coming up in the next couple of weeks. But what I decided to do with this one is I'm going to use the black and gold theme that's in the Christmas Paper Lovers book. I have done a walkthrough of this book. I will link that down below for you and you guys can go and check it out. But I'm going to be using this as my kind of inspiration for this week. So it's going to be like a black and gold Christmas week, month. Black and gold Christmas theme. So to start with, I'm going to get the kikki.k washi tape. So this is the Christmas washi tape. I haven't used this yet. I'm really excited to pull this out of the box. The kikki.k washi tape for the Christmas stuff comes in this little dispenser, which I think I'm going to keep, like I'm going to use. Whereas usually I pull things out and I keep them in my rack or in my extra box. I think I'll actually use these because these actually have a cutting tool on the end of it. So what I'm going to do, that says open me, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this black one. I'm just trying to see how this undoes. So I'm going to use the black one. The only thing with being in the box is it's a little bit hard to get hold of. And I'm trying really hard to grow my fingernails and I'm still learning how to use them. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is, this one says, oh what fun. So I'm going to put this down the bottom. So I'm just going to cut off that much. Oh, that tool doesn't work too bad. It's okay. Like, I'm going to judge that while I'm here. That's okay, but I'm still going to cut it. So these are my gorgeous new kikki.k scissors. I couldn't resist them with the 20% off sale. I tried, couldn't do it. So, oh well. So I'm going to run these along the bottom. So it's going to run straight along here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom. I know that's not straight, but as you guys know with me, I'm never perfect, so not going to stress about it. So I'm just going to flip it over and just grab the bit off the side. These scissors are so good. Like, I know scissors are scissors and you can't get too excited about them, but I think they're awesome. I'm just going to work on just this side to start with, and I'm going to come back to the other side in a second. So what I'm going to do down the side here is I'm going to run some of this gold washi tape. Not washi tape, glitter tape. You can buy it in packs of 3 now with this beautiful silver. I've already got the copper and the gold, which is obviously, this is a double up. But you can't buy the silver individually, so I bought the whole thing. Yes, I know, I'm obsessed, I'm aware. So I'm going to use the gold, and as I've done before, I'm going to cut this in half. I just think this is too much glitter tape. Like, it's too wide. It's too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab, so I'm going to use obviously this on the other side. So I'm just going to grab as much as I need. And then I'm just going to put it, the protector back around it. You don't have to keep the protector on it. I just think it keeps the tape in place. That's the first thing. So it keeps it from unrolling. But it also makes it so that the glitter doesn't fall out all over the place. There you go. So all I'm going to do is I'm looking at that, and actually it doesn't look too much this month. I don't know why it suddenly looks like not too much. No, I'm going to leave it. I am actually going to use the whole strip. So as I have said in previous videos, my only criticism with this tape is that it's a pain in the butt to get the backing off. So I'm going to attempt to do this, and I will be back when I have done so. Okay, so that didn't take too long. I think it took like about a minute and a half-ish. So what I'm going to do, it is really good tape, as in a lot of glitter tape you can get is really not movable. It's kind of like on a plastic, and it works really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this from the bottom, but I'm going to sort of butt join it up against that other washi tape. I'm just going to run it up the side. Again, not worrying about being too perfect. I've got a bit of overhang here, but that's okay. And I'm going to keep that because I will use it again in a minute. So it's not straight. You guys know that I really don't care, so it's not a big deal. I'm just going to neaten up this edge. And there we go. So that is the first side. So now we're going to move on to the second side, which I'm going to do very similarly. I'm going to run the gold down the side again, but I'm going to use a different kind of washi tape on the bottom. In fact, I'm not going to run it on the bottom, I'm going to run it on the top. I'm going to use these trees, so I'm just again going to roll this through until I find the bit I want. Okay, I know I said that I was going to use this in the box. Can't do it, too hard. Don't like it. Let's just use washi tape the way it's supposed to be used. Have to excuse the rain outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just started raining, so please ignore all the noises from the outside. Typical Queensland weather, has to rain in December. So this is just really pretty little trees, so I'm just going to run these across the top. Going to go straight over the 2015 because it doesn't really matter. I'm sure I'm aware what year it is by now. And if I'm not, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be a different year next month. There we go. I'm going to try and look after these scissors as best I can, so I'm just going to... There you go. I just had some glitter tape stuck on the other side. So I'm just going to grab that glitter tape again. Sorry, I know I put it all away and then changed my mind. So this is going to run from the bottom to the top. I'm just going to cut a little bit less this time so I don't have so much wastage. Or wastage, not really wastage. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this off, and I'll be back as soon as I've managed to get it undone. That bit didn't take quite as long. I managed to slip my nails down in between the plastics, so this one's not so bad. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one. I'm going to butt it up against the tree, or the washi tape on the top, and run it down. So I've deliberately, when I cut that one, I did cut it as close to being straight as I could. And I'm going to try and run this one, which I've just failed at, so it doesn't really matter. I was trying to run that down the line, like down the side of the calendar. Oh my god, my brain's not working today. So as you can see, not straight, never is with me. That's where that went. I knew I had a spare piece. But as you can see, I haven't quite got as much runoff this time, so just that teeny bit, which I will use somewhere else. So now you've got our two sides. I like this side better. I like this on the bottom, but I hate that runs sort of wonky, but nothing I can do about it, so I'm not going to stress out about it. Sorry, that rain's going in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into the Paper Lovers book. I'm just going straight to the black section. Oh, I've got some glitter tape stuck on the back of that one. I'm going straight to the black section, if I can get there. It's here somewhere, I swear. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab this envelope out. So I'm just going to tear that out gently. And I'm going to come back for that in a second. And I'm going to grab, sort of thinking as I'm doing. So I'm just going to grab a couple of, I'm just going to grab this present. Grab that present and I'm going to grab one of these stars. I do like these cardboard cutout punch outs. They are a little bit easier to use than some of the other ones. And the last thing I'm going to grab some stickers in a minute too, but I'm actually going to use, I'm not going to use these greeting cards for greeting cards, and I'll explain why when I get to it. But so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to punch out the bottom one. I'm just folding that. That's all I'm going to use for now. I may change my mind, I may go back in there and get something else in a second, but for now that's all I'm going to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this envelope together. Now the way these envelopes work, I'm pretty sure I've made a video, I have done a video of how to put these together. So I'll link that one down below so you guys can have a more in-depth look at how these are made. So I'm going to make this one really quickly and I'm not going to talk you through it as much because you guys can always go and have a look at that video. The one thing I will say here really quickly is make sure you try and stick to the score lines as best you can. Sometimes you don't quite get it and your envelope just then looks a little silly. So I'm just going to grab my glue tape. And as I've said before, this glue tape in particular is very, very sticky. So if you can use something else just to protect your desk or protect wherever you're working, that's generally a good idea. So you just run it down the side like that. I'm not going to stick down the top, I'm actually going to leave that open and you'll see why in a sec. So what I'm really quickly going to go back and do, which I forgot to do just before, is I'm just going to punch the holes out. Done that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line this up, and I'm basically going to line it up directly with the tape, and you'll see why in a sec. So I'm just going to grab a pencil and just go around the outline there, and then I'm just going to punch out where those holes are. Now the one thing I will say, just be a bit careful when you're doing this one. I am awfully close to the edge of the envelope and you don't want to actually hit the edge. There we go. So what I'm going to use this for is basically to keep this stuff in. So I'm going to use this card, but I'm actually going to cut it down the middle, so I'm not actually using the whole thing. So I'm just grabbing my paper cutter. All I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to run it slightly off the edge, just so I don't want that actual folded edge there. So I'm just going to run it just down the other side. Go. And then just a little bit off the top to get rid of that icky perforated kind of thing. Go. I'm going to have that in there, and the other thing that I'm going to stick in there is this and this. I'm not going to stick them down. I'm going to leave them. Actually, change my mind. So I'm just going to stick that not stick, but just put just a teeny little bit of glue tape on the back. Make sure I've got that in exactly the right spot. There we go. It's going to sit like that, and I'm just going to put a little bit extra tape on the back of the star. I'm just going to put the star right there. Okay. The other thing I can use this envelope, other than decoration, which is, it looks bloody awesome and I really like that. But if you've got little notes, invitations, things like that that sort of come during the month that you can just shove in that envelope, and then when you get home you can pull it out and actually write it into your plan, like monthly plan. It's just a bit of a way to be able to keep track of things during the month if you haven't actually got time to sit down and put it all together, because I know how hard December is. December's a pretty busy month. So that's that sort of bit, and that we'll put that back in a second. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a little bit of this washi tape. We're going to use this as kind of a way to knock out the days that actually aren't in the month, because I don't know if you guys know, but there's a whole big chunk on this planner. Sorry, I can't believe how hard it's raining. Didn't even look like rain 20 minutes ago, and now boom. So this beautiful gold is just a slightly different gold to this gold. It's too many golds. Far too many golds. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of that. And I'm going to run it straight down the middle. So it actually knocks out that whole big part. And I'll put a sticker in the middle of it as well. So just going back into the Paper Lovers book. We'll grab some stickers. So I'm going to grab this one here that says fa la 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 la. I'm going to grab the one that says ho ho ho, if I can get it. And I'm going to take the one that says merry and bright. I love this one. It says baby it's cold outside. That's so not what it is right now. It's funny. It's so hot here right now. I'm dying. For all you people that live in the northern hemisphere, I'm so jealous of you right now. I would give anything for a cold winter. It's never going to happen here. So I'm just going to put that right in the middle there. And I'm going to put these ones sort of in different places. So I'm going to put this over this side. I'm going to put that right in the top because it starts with the 30th of November. I'm just going to hold on to that merry and bright one for a minute because I am going to use it, but I'm going to do it in a sec. So what I'm going to do now really quick is I'm just going to rub out the stuff that is there. So I'm trying to find my razor. So I'm just going to rub this stuff out and write it back in again. Most of the time at this point you'd obviously use Christmas colours, so you'd use red and green, your basic Christmas colours. I'm not going to use red and green for obvious reasons because I'm not using red and green on this particular setup. So I'm going to go with black. I don't have a gold pen. I do at work, but I don't have one at home. So I'm going to go with black and like a light grey. So those two there. So I'm just going to write these in really quickly. Okay, I've actually made a boo-boo just there, guys. So I know people make mistakes in their planners all the time. So it's something that just happens. So what I'm going to do is, rather than freaking out about it, thankfully I did that in grey, not in black. So it's a little bit easier to work through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that offcut from the gold tape that I had. So this little bit here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because I don't want to put it there. Can I pull that off? I don't want to use that one because I've got another plan for that one. So I'm just going to go back in and grab another sticker. Just had a thought. Maybe instead of that, I'm going to grab this sort of black present. Sometimes they're a little hard to punch out of the book. So this one's only got a little bit of shine to it. It's mostly black. And instead I'm going to actually put that just there. So it'll mask that fact pretty well, make it a bit easier and not have to be quite so dramatic as the extra glitter, because that's not going to work there. Now, I'm not going to put it too far over because not going to put it right there because I actually need to be able to see what date it is, especially this month. So let's try that again and actually get it right this time. Different colour. I'm not going to use too different of a colour. Where's my dark grey? No, that's brown. I have way too many pens. Way too many pens. So I'm just going to get a dark grey one just because this is something not quite in the book with that one. Okay, we get it. Stop raining. And it's not listening to me, not even a little bit. So what I'm going to do with this other sort of bit of glitter tape, so I'm going to cut it into really thin, yeah, that's not even a little bit straight, not even a little bit. So I'm going to cut it into sort of wedges, mainly because that's the way it's come out now, so I'm not going to argue with it. So little wedges like that, and I'm going to grab just one of these star stickers that was in here. Do I want to put the no, I don't want to put the Merry and Bright there. Sometimes you just have to grab hold of it and put it there just to see whether you like it or not. I'm actually going to grab this present one. Yeah, the present one. So I'm going to put that there. And then the last one, the Merry and Bright one, I'm going to put it right here. And the reason I'm going to put it right here is I kind of want to draw attention to the fact that it's my birthday right there. And I'm really excited about it. And then in black and purple, just because purple's my favourite colour, I'm just going to write birthday party. Because it's very important and I deserve an extra happy colour. There we go. Just because I can, we're just also going to add a little bit so that I know Christmas is when Christmas is. I'm sure we all know when Christmas is. Actually, I'm just going to jump into the stickers and tags. I've done reviews of this book as well, guys, so if you are interested, definitely jump on. So I'm just going to grab this one here with the beautiful gold star on top. I'm just going to put it just there, just to signify when Christmas is. Not that we all don't know, but I'm just going to grab that off. It's a little too thin, it's not sticking. Just going to grab my glitter tape again. I still have plenty. So I'm just going to try and be a little bit more precise this time. It's like the scissors are kind of slipping. That's why it's sort of not working the way I want it to. It's not even straight. Oh well. So there is our December. Just hold on, guys. I'm going to do something weird. So I'm just going to pull this one off. The good thing about these stickers is they don't pull up. They don't ruin things. I just don't like the way that's sitting, so I'm just going to switch it up. So I'm just going to put this one down here. There. It was just looking a bit black on this side and not black enough on this side. There we go. That's better. Sometimes you just need to move things around to balance it out. So with your little decoration that you've got here. So you can see it's very Christmassy, it's very gold, it's very black, but it's very simple and tasteful, and it leaves, especially for a month like December that you need lots of room to be able to put in. There's not so much decoration that you go, oh my god, I can't actually see where my days are. So this is my December one. I do these every month now. I'm going to try really hard to post them on the 1st of the month. I'm going to promise you that January is not going to be on the 1st of the month. I am not going to be in any fit state to be filming that day. So don't count on that one. It might be the 2nd or the 3rd for January. But I also do my weekly ones every Monday, so keep an eye on those ones. Also, sort of in the monthly theme, I am doing little not reviews isn't the right word, but how the craftable or printable that kikki.k do on their website at the start of every month. I will be doing that. That will be posted in the next couple of days, so keep an eye out. Other than that, guys, I will thank you very much for watching. I need to remind myself to thank you guys every time, because I am so thankful that you do watch these. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.